Hey, I'm Ray and this is TinyTableGames. Thanks for clicking on the video. This is episode 18, 5 Leagues from the Borderlands, as the team continues to dive their way down through a dungeon beneath the town of Wheat Ridge. This might be the last level, might not. It's hard to tell. You don't know until you finish, then you roll the die and see if there's anything below you. Each level gets harder according to the rules. They keep stacking the deck harder against the players, which is probably for the best. So anyway, thank you for watching. Let's get to it. As always, the start of the day, it's to do our town prep. 93. One would hope that would be really good. Aggravated wounds. A random injured character does not recover this turn. All right, so that's not great. Okay. So Vicious Vic does not recover anything this round. And we move straight on to the team campaign actions. One of them will be helping the town, so we don't have to pay anything. And the second campaign action is actually, the second will be attempting to recruit a new follower. So we need a 7+ leadership chest. We get a +1 bonus to it. Or excuse, well, actually it's a 0. It's a -1 if it's Hamlet, but Wheat Ridge is a village, so just straight up roll 7+. We don't find anybody. Well, last time the whole town was full of drunks and we couldn't recruit anybody. Apparently this time's not any better. We do, however, end up blowing 1 gold point, or gold piece, I should say, trying to carouse long enough to find somebody who's not off. All right, on we go. We know what we're up to. We know we're already pretty well kitted out for the adventure. So now the next question is, what are we fighting today on level 3 of this dungeon? We're fighting 71. And 71 are gargoyle sentries. That sounds a lot more dangerous than bugs. They are fearless, so they will be no morale checks. They are tough, which I do not know what that means. Can't be stunned. So, the gargoyles are fearless, so no morale checks. They're tough, which means they can't be stunned. And they can crawl, which means they can move their sprint speed in the dungeon. Let's see. So they can go 4, wow, plus another 4 up to 8 inches, +1 combat value, +1 to penetration for toughness. They themselves have a toughness of 4 and 4 armor, or excuse me, 2 armor, and no ranged. Let's see how many of them we're fighting. We're fighting 5 of them. So even. Well, that's kind of a relief. And note, we're on level 3 now, so we get +1 enemies. So it'll be 6 gargoyles. Here's the setup. Heroes are entering from down here. Because this is gargoyles, this seemed like kind of a nice big scenario, open area kind of would be the thing. We got a small wall here separating that area out. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, now 7 of the exploration points because we're on level 3 now. We've got some gargoyles, +2 skeletons to make up the rest of the numbers because I only had 4 of them. As for where they're gonna go, they go in groups of 3, so it's just 2 groups. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I guess we'll make it a 7 up there, so we'll call it a D8 instead. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 3 of them are standing right here at the start, and the others are at 5. Time to roll initiative. George and Wolf are going first. Everybody else is going in the second round, or the slow round, if you will. It's 8 inches of vision to automatically activate people. That guy's just out of range right at the start. Starting out, Wolf will move 3 right to here, which does give him an angle on this guy. Is he within 8 inches? He is, so that's going to trigger him. But for our purposes, even more importantly, is Wolf will get a shot. It'll be a 5+ shot because he's outside of 6 inches. Come on, you can do it. Nope, but he doesn't run out of ammo either. George is also going first, so he will move up right next to Wolf to back him up. because you know that charge is coming in a second. And he will also shoot with his bow, 3+, or excuse me, 5+ because of the range. He also misses. He also doesn't run out of ammo. And now it's time for the baddies to go. These guys are activated, but they're too far away to pass the info on to those guys. So instead, they will just take their normal ICU action. They can move 4 inches and still attack, which is too far. So they will fly 8 inches and march right up here. No problem at all. 2 on Wolf, 1 on George, because he was closer. These guys, they're on patrol, so they will do the patrol thing. So from where they're standing, we'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for where they're going. They're going to 1. Well, that does make sense. Notice there's a wall there, so they still can't see anything that's going on. And you have to be in 6 inches to hear it, even if you can't see it for melee. All right, slow hero time. Klaus. Oh, will trip over himself. And then he will move to here so he can back up everybody and still not be engaged. And he will shoot on a hit on a 3+. Nope, he runs out of ammo instead. Real helpful, thanks buddy. Okay, Ivan will step to here. He will shoot at this guy. Try to take him off Wolf's back a little bit. 3+. Hits. They have 2 points of armor, so 3+ to get past the armor, which he does. And their toughness is 4. So anything but a 1 to wound and 5/6 to take him out. Whoop, how about not just throw it on the thing? Those are resin too, so yeah. 4, so he wounds this gargoyle. All right, that leaves Lucky, who will definitely move up to here now and repeat the performance of the wounded one, hopefully. So 3+ to hit. That's cocked, thankfully. Come on, Lucky. Do your thing. Thank you. 3+ to get past the armor. Nope, she does not. Plink. All right. That takes us to the end of the round. These things are tough, so they can't be stunned, nor do they take morale checks, so that's the end of it. And we're straight on to the next round of combat. Initiative. Okay, no surprise there. We're gonna have the melee people go first, I suppose. Although maybe I should have the, well, no, because that's where they have the advantage. All right, Wolf, start us off. He's within 1 inch of George, so he gets a +1. Wolf's recently improved combat is a +1 itself, so he's at a +2 overall. The angels, or gargoyles, excuse me, the gargoyles have a combat score of +1, so Wolf is at a +1 overall. He's using his Master Sword, which doesn't do anything for armor, but it does help with toughness. So, he loses the first round. So the gargoyle will be the aggressor on the second. I got those Doctor Who angels on the brain for some reason. Okay, second round, 5-4. So the gargoyle wins. Let's see, that's not great. 2 points of armor. Gets past it. Toughness of 4. Whoops, excuse me. That's a 3. So Wolf is wounded, but he is not a casualty. Wow, that's terrible. All right, next up is George. George will attack, oh boy. He should shift to attack that wounded one, but I don't want to leave those guys open. So George is going to attack the one right in front of him. George is at a +2, +1 for the support, so +3 overall. The gargoyle's at a +1, so George is at a +2. And that's a win for George. So let's see. His heavy mace punches through 1 point of armor, so anything but a 1 gets past the armor. Whew, he does. And now toughness, 5 5 or 6 takes it out. Anything but a 1 wounds. 6. George crunches that gargoyle and it breaks upon the ground. No point in tracking losses because they don't care. Thank you, George. All right, that's it for the hero's early turn. Now we're on to the enemies. The wounded one will attack Wolf because he's right there. Wolf is still at a +1. 5 to 3, so Wolf wins that one. Second round, Wolf's the aggressor. 5 to 2, so Wolf wins. Can he get past 2 points of armor? Yes, he can. And on a 4, 5, or 6, he takes it out because his Bastard Sword is +1 versus toughness. And he does. Nice job, Wolf. This gargoyle had not decided who he's attacking. 1, 2, or 3, it's George. 4, 5, or 6, it's Wolf. Wolf it is. All right, so again, Wolf's at a +1 overall. So 5 to 4, the gargoyle wins. Armor, 2 points worth. Doesn't get through his armor, so that pushes him back an inch. The gargoyle follows up, and they go to the second exchange. The gargoyle is still the aggressor. 6 to 6, that makes it a tie. Except Wolf can't go back any further, so they will have a third exchange with the gargoyle still being the aggressor. And that one is also a tie, thanks to Wolf's additional skill. Okay, nobody can back up, so they just stop right there. And now we go to the guys over on patrol. 3. So 1, 2, 3, they're heading down to here. They just might notice something. 4 inches. Are they within 8? No, they are not. They are 9.5 inches away. So those guys still don't notice anything. We will start with Lucky, who will shift just a little bit this way and take a shot at this guy. 3+ to hit. Yep. 3+ to get past the armor. Yep. And 5+ to take him out immediately. Nice job, Lucky. 3 gargoyles down without a scratch. Well, Wolf is wounded, but still. Next up, we got Claws, who I think is going to intentionally activate these guys. He can move 2.5 inches, I believe, and still shoot whatever his half movement is. Oh, 3 inches, he's up to 6 now. So moving Claws up that far is just enough to trigger the gargoyles. And we'll move Ivan up a little bit, basically to back up Claws. And that'll be the end of the round. Again, there's no morale. Initiative. Okay, we got George going first. He is just going to step up to here so he can be supported by and support Claws. He might as well take a shot with his bow, since that was a half move for him. 5+ to hit. Nope. And that's it for the early moves. Now on to the monsters. They obviously cannot get there on 4 inches, so they will have to use their full move. And this one will be attacking George, and this one can get to here. Can this guy get to Claws? Yes. And this one will attack Claws. Okay. They can't do anything else because they had to sprint/fly all the way in there. So first up on the slow hero turn will be Lucky. Should move up just a bit and take a shot at this guy. 3+ to hit. Nope. Wolf will try the same trick with his crossbow. 3+ to hit. Nope. All right. Ivan will move up here to make sure he continues to support Claws, and he will take a shot at that gargoyle. Guess I can replace these two guys with the gargoyle stands now. That'll make it look better. There. All right, so Ivan will take a shot at this one, 3+. No. That just leaves Claus, who is in hand-to-hand. He has a +0 overall, +1 from his support, so it's even, fighting the gargoyle. The gargoyle wins that. So the gargoyle will be the aggressor in round 2. Yep, gargoyle wins. Claus has 2 points of armor. Gargoyle doesn't care. Claus's toughness is 4. Gargoyle doesn't care. Huh. Well, that stinks. Claus is out. I don't want to use another story point. And Claus has willpower and luck, so he can always survive the after effects. And I guess the gargoyle will move up just because it can. Oh, it doesn't really, so he can pick his next victim. All right, end of the round. Didn't go as well as one would hope for the heroes, but that's okay. Nobody runs. Straight on to initiative. Only 4 dice this time. Only one person going early. Okay. George is going to back up from this one to engage this one for 2 reasons. 1, this guy's further ahead, and 2, that puts him within 1 inch of Ivan, so he gets that extra bonus. So that gives him a +2 overall. So he wins that one. And anything but a 1 for the armor. Yep. And toughness, 5/6 to take it out. Does it. Heavy maces work good against stone creatures, apparently. Okay. That's it for the hero phase. Now for the baddies. This one's close to George. He will take on George. Exact same situation. George is at a +2 overall. George loses, but he also parries, so it moves on to the second attack, which pushes him back 1 inch, and the gargoyle advances. So he's still supported. The gargoyle is still attacking. So 6 to 4, George loses. 3 points of armor. Gets past it. And George's toughness is 4. Gargoyle doesn't care. Boy. Man, we have to burn a story point. I guess we are, because we're down to 2. Now we got 1 to negate that blow against George. Because if he falls down, I'm not sure we've got much of a chance against these guys. Okay, so that ends that combat. This guy's gonna fly right up. 1, 2, 3, Lucky. 4, 5, 6, Wolf. Lucky. Okay, Lucky has a +0, but she's backed up by Wolf, so it makes it even Steven for the fight. And she wins. So she'll be the aggressor in round 2. She loses, so the gargoyle's the aggressor in round 3. And it loses. So she's pushed back 1 inch. And that's it. Slow hero phase. Okay. Well, Lucky will take a shot right at the gargoyle, 3+. Whoop. Hits. 3+ to get past the armor. Does. Anything but a 1 to wound. Or a 6 to take it straight out. You know, she's really just a ranged person overall, I think. Okay. Wolf will take a shot at this one with his crossbow. 3+ to hit. Yep. Anything but a 1 to punch through the armor. Yep. And 5 or 6 to take him out. Anything else wounds, pretty much. Wounds. So this guy is wounded. Stunning isn't a thing they can do. And lastly, we got Ivan over here. He'll move closer to George to make sure George is backed up, and that'll be it for him. Okay, that's the end of the round. Initiative for 4. All right, George is up first. He will be fighting the gargoyle, last one. He's got a +2 overall thanks to the backup. So that's a 4 to 3, so he wins. Anything but a 1 to punch through the armor with his heavy mace. Nope, doesn't do it that time. Second round, so that pushes the gargoyle 1 inch. He follows. He's still within Ivan's range, but not the others. So 5 to 2, he wins. Anything but a 1 for the armor. Nope, doesn't do it. That pushes this guy another inch. That'll put George at just a +1. So I think he's not going to follow up. He's going to stay where he's supported still by his compatriots. And we'll go on to the monster turn, who will immediately swoop back and attack George because he's still the closest. George is back to a +2 overall. Doesn't matter in this case. The gargoyle still wins. 3 points worth of armor, does not get through. So that drives George back an inch and the gargoyle follows up. Second attack, gargoyle's still the aggressor. That's a 4 to 1, so George wins that one. Now George is the aggressor in round 3, and George loses that one. So nothing happens there. And now we're on to the slow hero phase. Lucky will take a step to the side and see if she can't reproduce her magic of continuing to hit gargoyles in whatever weak spots they have. She hits with a 5. 3+ to get past the armor. Oops, sorry about that. Does not get past the armor. Plinks off. Wolf will try the same trick. 3+ to hit. He does. Anything but a 1 for the armor. Yep. And 5 or 6 to take it out. Actually, anything but a 1 to take it out because he's already wounded. And he does it. And the gargoyles go down. All right. So we had 4 survivors. We still have to open some cases though. Okay, so before we get to that, Ivan will cast a healing spell on Wolf to get rid of that wound he has, just in case something bad's in the box. It would normally be a 6+, but Ivan has 3 points of casting now, so pretty much 3+ at this point, which is good. So Wolf's wound goes away, so that's nice. Just in case something unpleasant happens, as they shuffle up here and try box number 1. 85. 85 is a guarded stash. What is a guarded stash? Place a marker at the most distant point on the table, then place 3 enemy troopers within 2 inches of the marker as unaware sentries. A character moving into contact with that marker may claim 3 rolls. Okay. From here, farthest line of sight is probably this corner. So we'll put it over there. 3 sentries equals 3 new gargoyles who are currently unaware. Well, that's why you don't just say, well, everybody's gone, let's clean up the table. Okay. Well, now that there's baddies on the table again, we're back to initiative. That was not great. We got to open at least 2 more to call this scenario complete. And now we have to get rid of those 3 guys to say we held the field. So, initiative. George is going to go first. We know they're there. They know they stink. So, the optimal play here is probably for him to just make sure he's the one to get attacked. So he will move to there, which is probably 8 inches. It is not. Oh no, it just is with that guy. That tips him off, but it also gives him a chance to use his bow. So 5+ to hit, he does. 3+ to get past the armor. Nope, but he's still not out of arrows. Monster's turn. They were going to swoop in. This guy was 8 inches away, pretty much exactly. So these guys will just stay in formation like that. And that brings us to the slow hero's turn, as everybody thought they were just cleaning up, but nope, not quite. Wolf will take kind of a half step here to make sure he keeps backing up George and take a shot at this guy with his crossbow. 3+ to hit. Nope. Lucky will flank Wolf and do the same thing, take a shot with her bow. 3+ to hit. Nope, she's out of ammo too. Okay, so I think Ivan's gonna use his dart spell on Lucky. He can only use it once per game, but it gives him a 3+ chance to reload her arrows, and he does. So she's no longer out of ammo. He still is, and that's 2 of his free castings for this game. And that's the end of the round. Nobody runs, so back to initiative. All right. George is in the lead position, and he's going early. So he's just gonna smack at that gargoyle right in front of him and hope for the best. He's at a +2, +1 for the support, -1 for his combat skills, so +2 overall. And it's a tie. So that drives this gargoyle back 1 inch and ends the combat. And that ends the early phase. So right back to the gargoyles. This one will immediately fly up and attack George. George is still at a +2 overall, but the gargoyle is the aggressor. So George wins that one, so he's the aggressor in round 2. 7 to 5. Anything but a 1 to get past the gargoyle's armor. Yep. And 5 or 6 to smash it. Anything else to wound. It's wounded. Well, that's not bad because they still have round 3 to go. That pushes this guy back 1 inch. Is he even going to pursue? I don't think he is. Next up, this gargoyle will fly back in and pick up where he left off. George is still at a +2, so he wins. He'll be the aggressor in the second round. 5 to 5, that makes it a tie. So that pushes this guy back 1 inch again, and that ends the combat. And that brings us up to combat number 3, who will fly to George, because again, closest. +2 for George. The gargoyle wins, but George parries with his shield. So that takes us to the second round, and the gargoyle is still the aggressor. The gargoyle wins again, but George parries again. And going into the third round, the gargoyle loses. Yeesh. Okay, so hero turn. The freshly reloaded Lucky will shift to this side and take a shot at the wounded guy. Hitting on a 3+. Yep, thank you. 3+ for the armor. Does it. And anything but a 1, pretty much, to take him out. And there's the 1. Why did I say that? Well, at least she didn't run out of arrows. Okay, Wolf will continue to back up George, and he will also take a shot at the wounded one. 3+. Yep. And anything but a 1 for the armor. And toughness check. Again, a 1. Wow. They cannot finish this wounded guy off. Okay. Ivan is going to have to do the thing and run forward and attack. He's backed up with a +1, so it's even Steven. And he wins. 3+ to get past the armor, which he does. Anything but a 1 will finish this guy off. There we go. Thank you very much. Finally breaks this gargoyle. That takes us to the end of the round. So initiative. Okay, so start of the round, George is up, backed up by Wolf. He will attack this guy. Still at a +2 overall. He wins, 5-3. Punch through the armor, hopefully. Anything but a 1 with his heavy mace. Yep, gets there. Toughness, 5 or 6 to take him out. Anything else wounds. 5, takes him out. Thank you, George. All right, that just leaves the enemy movement. He will move up and attack George, because again, closest. Pyramid formation, super handy. That makes it a tie. George can't be pushed back, so they keep going. Gargoyle still the aggressor. Gargoyle wins. George parries with the shield. Still can't be backed up. Third round, Gargoyle still the aggressor. And it's, well, at this time George wins. But it doesn't matter anyway, because he's not the aggressor. So that, in this case, will just back him up 1 inch. And that's the end of the combat. Now we're to slow heroes. Wolf will step just over to here and take a shot with his crossbow, which he's reliably been shooting, now that I've jinxed it. Nope, hits. Anything but a 1 for the armor, yep. And 5 or 6, take him out. There you go, good job, Wolf. Okay, that ends the combat. They still have to open 2 more crates and see what happens. So, I guess the first thing they'll do is head up here to check on the crate where they get 3 loot rolls. Loot roll number 1. 89 is a consumable. Consumable number 59, which is a repair kit. Roll number 2. Be in the 90s, be in the 90s. There we go, 98, finally. Enchanted item. Man, I've been waiting for this. Okay, enchanted items table. Please don't be something lame. 78. A 78 is jewelry. Okay, I guess. Subtable, potions, enchanted jewelry. Oh wow, they have all kinds of weird stuff. Huh, okay. First time rolling on this one. Enchanted jewelry table. A 91, uncontested fury. Which is, I presume, a unique kind of thing. When the wearer slays an enemy in melee, they must make a full move towards the nearest enemy. If they make contact, they will engage the enemy immediately. This effect can only trigger once per battle round. Huh. Must immediately make a full move towards the nearest enemy? I'm not sure we even want to do that. All right, third loot roll. 76. And 76 is another consumable. So were people really hungry in this dungeon or what? Because 64 is another set of alarm traps. Well, at least we can sell them. And that's still just 1 case. We still got to open 2 more. So we will pivot and see what this one does. OT5, environmental hazard. 3 inches in every direction. The character that revealed this must make a 9+ test to avoid being affected. If they fail, they suffer the effects of the hazard. Well, what's the hazard? Any character affected takes a +1 to their armor attack hit. All right, so let's see if Wolf is bright enough to get out of the way of what apparently is some sort of rockfall trap. 9+. Oh, he almost made it. Almost, but not quite. So, he takes a +1 hit. So armor penetration. Well, I'm glad I healed that wound. So anything but a 1. Yep, well, I should really use the monster die for that. But that goes through, and toughness. Wolf's got a toughness of 4. So that goes through, so he takes a wound. Oh, that was a 6 though, so that would take him right out. Well, I guess Wolf's out. due to a rockfall. And we still got one more box to go. Yeesh. I guess we'll come down here and see what juicy treasures await now. Lucky, you're up. Try not to get a trap. 31. That is an item. That's lucky for you. Happily, this is the last box they have to open. They've already cleared all the baddies. No more baddies have shown, so it's just a one last loot roll, and they can get out of this dungeon. Ought 2, that is a valuable. Okay. Well, I mean, that seems appropriate. At least it's not a snack this time. 11, bag of coins. Straight up gold. Nothing wrong with that. How much gold? 4 gold pieces. That brings us up to 19 gold pieces, which is not, you know, crazy, but it's better than 0. Okay, those who survived on their feet get 2 experience points. Those who didn't get 1. So Wolf got 1, that was enough for him. Ivan gets 2, that brings him to 30, so he will get an experience roll. Lucky, that brings her to 6. Obviously that's not enough for her next one. She's got to get to 9, but still making progress. Claus gets to 27, that's not enough. And George gets to 36, which is still not enough. On the Mystic Advancement chart, 63, he gets another casting increase. On to injuries. We will start with Wolf. That's a 70. That's item damage. That's interesting. So, item damage, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's got 5 items. So we will just roll a d6, and if it's a 6, we'll re-roll. 1. His crossbow is damaged. Now for claws. We definitely want a different result from that. That's serious injury. Rather than take a serious injury that's going to take him out for a while, Claus is going to burn his 3 points of luck to ignore the injury roll. Because when you're lucky, that's how it goes. So the only roll damage out of that fight is a broken crossbow. So there's only 2 rolls left for the day as the group returns to Wheat Ridge. The first one is on a 1, 2, or 3, the dungeon is finished. 4, 5, or 6, there's more to go. There's more to go. There's a 4th level. All right, and last but not least is the news table. 62, is that another contract? Let's see, add 2 adventure points. Oh, nice, I like that. So there you have it, a fairly scary battle against a bunch of gargoyles on level 3 of the dungeon. It turns out there's a 4th level yet to go, so we'll keep going until we run out of dungeon. That way we can finally get this all cleaned out for Wheat Ridge. As it is, the only real damage that came out of it is Wolf's crossbow broke. So we got to get that repaired before we head down to level 4 in the next episode. I'm Ray, this is TinyTableGames. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you had fun, and I'll catch you next time.